Hello, everybody. I am S.N. Chakraborty here. 2022 mains exam is coming close by. And I always think that the exam is much closer than what you think. So therefore, hurry up, get ready to overcome the next challenge, that is your writing capacity, analytical capacity on various topics. Here I am discussing about the probable topics or probable areas on which UPSC may think to frame questions for paper 2 of Political Science and International Relations, optional paper. You all know that last 2 years, the COVID pandemic was a major issue. It was changing the pattern of international relations, and there is a shift from that position, and now the major point of reference is Ukraine-Russia conflict, Sri Lankan crisis, then food security. So accordingly, the pattern and nature of relationship between the countries and world politics are also changing. Earlier, the point of reference to understand world politics was the success and failure of a country in taking an important role in world politics as an international stakeholder. This time, it is different, and India is trying to negotiate that path. That is, how to overcome various challenges which are coming on the way in this very diffused, very unpredictable, very uncertain global or world political situation. So therefore, it is not about where India is successful or where India's shortcomings are, but how India is really maneuvering through this very complex process that is becoming a more and more important area of consideration and understanding. The question is, under these circumstances, which becomes a champion, realist approach, liberal approach, neo-realist approach, or neoliberal approach, or Marxist approach? Secondly, what is the implication of these new world politics on understanding the nature of approach of comparative politics, the changing character of the state in developing societies and in developed societies? So this is where you'll have to think that how that can be linked. Now similarly, in which way this can be linked with party system, pressure group, social movements, or maybe the concept of political economy or political sociology. This is very, very important here. And you'll have to prepare in a way so that you can enrich your answer by giving citations from contemporary world affairs. I hope that when you are preparing for paper 2, you will keep this background and context in mind and try to see that how these contemporary issues and concerns and these areas can be incorporated as citation or reference or examples in your answers. I am trying to give you some help in that line by projecting that which are the topics within the syllabus deserved more attention. While UPSC can repeat the question, UPSC can repeat the topic, though may not be the same question, maybe the question pattern will be different, questions expectation will be different, but same topic and same subject matter can be definitely repeated. So therefore, very difficult to say that you don't touch upon these topics at all. That will be very risky. So you should have idea about all the topics, you should go through all the topics, but on some topics you must definitely pay more attention. You all know that section A of paper 2, that is popularly known as comparative politics, and comparative politics is about the theoretical foundation of the foreign relations or world politics. So that is the area where this section deals with. Okay, that theoretical aspect you must be very clear. By the way, meanwhile, I have already uploaded a similar discussion about paper 1 of both the sections, and if you have time, please go through that. And if you like, please let me know that you liked it. Okay. Now, this comparative politics has 3 broad areas. First is the theoretical framework, that how to look at world politics. Okay, what should be your perspectives? What is going on there? Why those things are going on there? Okay, and in which way all these things really happen. All these things are called theoretical framework. Second aspect is 4 different political and social ecosystems. Okay, like capitalist and socialist economies, and industrially developed societies and developing societies. These are the 4 areas. So capitalist economy, socialist economy, these are economies. Okay, and there are 2 societies. One is industrially developed societies and developing societies. Okay, these 4 areas you must be very clear what do they mean by that, and all the topics must be understood from these angles. Okay. Third aspect is various intergovernmental organizations, which can be international level, which can be regional level, like UN, okay, like EU, okay, like NAM, okay, SAARC, BRICS. So these kind of organizations are there. These also need attention, and then all the other topics are somewhere placed in these 3 areas, right? And these three areas are interlinked. That also you must understand. These apart, the international politics are divided into 4 dimensions. Okay, that may be the better way to say. One is up to Cold War, Second World War to Cold War, and then post Cold War. Okay, these 2 areas, and then another one is state controlled economy. Okay, and free economy, globalization. Okay, so state control economy, ideology based international relations, and then trade and commerce, free trade and economy based international relations. And then third dimension can be waste centric, okay, comparative politics, and then world, world wide comparative politics, in which global south becomes a major partner, a major component. Okay, and finally that is unitary. Okay, Cold War means bipolar, unitary, multipolar. Okay, so these areas, so these 4 areas also you should look at, and you try to understand them, and not merely understanding them separately, because nobody will ask you what is unitary, what is multitary, please define. Not that kind of simple questions come. So therefore, how unitary dimension can be added to your various topics, how multipolarity can be added, how global south perspective can be added, how that trade and commerce aspect or globalization aspect can be added. That is why globalization has come in the syllabus of comparative politics 3 times. On the top of it, during the last 2 decades, again a change is taking place in world politics. That is that global south is asserting much more proactively in world politics. They are trying to influence not only the decision making, and also various regional and international initiatives, programs, and interventions. Okay, so that is one thing happening, and a lot of new factors are emerging, like the rise of China as a global economic power has taken place in last 2 decades time. Okay, and then we have also seen the COVID has changed a lot of things, because it has opened up many crises in both developed and developing societies. And recently, that Ukraine-Russia conflict has created a lot of possibilities for new kind of polarization, okay, or new kind of Cold War. So that is also very important area to understand, and world politics has to fit into these perspectives, these areas. There are other problems like Afghanistan, Sri Lanka, food security. Okay, all these are one way or other influencing world politics and a country's role in world politics. And India being a very important country now, okay, so India's role in the whole thing becomes very, very crucial, and that world politics has become so diffused and so complex that you have 3 options. Either you become one of the party in the polarized politics. Okay, you take a very a rigid stand with one of the pole. Okay, like in the Cold War time, so you become a member of the bloc or belong to a bloc. That can be one way. You can take a middle position, which India has been always trying to take through NAM and other things. A middle position, not to belonging to a bloc. And third position, that you are not taking any position, you are just remaining in your own world, and therefore your importance in world politics is not rising up. India, in this context, is taking a very good role, and that very good role, you have to understand that which way they are expressed, manifested, and what are the outcomes of it for India and the world. Keeping this background in mind, you prepare yourself. Anyway, now I am projecting the topics which may be important for this year. Okay, I will do it in this way, that what are the topics came last year. Okay, so last year in the political theory part, okay, political economy approach came. So therefore we can really tell that political sociology is more important. As I told you earlier, that political economy came doesn't mean that it will not come. It may come in a different way, but political sociology definitely becomes more important. And then structural functional approach has not come in recently, so it has importance. Morton Kaplan, Gabriel Almond, and then world system approach of Emmanuel Wallerstein, and the limitations of comparative politics. Okay, that is also a very important area. So that is what I find, that one must be well prepared on these areas. Then the topic two, last time it came that post-colonial state. Okay, post-colonial understanding, post-colonial societies, state and post-colonial societies, that kind of area came. So we can say that, this time it may not get repeated, because these are not the very focused or the central subject matter of comparative politics, little peripheral. So peripheral area may not get repeated. In that case, you can think about state in advanced industrial societies or state in developing societies. So those areas, you may think about, because, in these areas have really become important in last 1 or 2 years. Some discussions were going on these areas. Then the third topic, that is political parties, pressure groups in democracy. Okay, and political parties and pressure groups are coming. In last 1-2 years they have come. So therefore, I don't think that it may come again. But even if it comes, it may come. But it may come in a very mixed way, okay? But social movements, since it has not come, so you must read it very well, both in advanced industrial societies and developing societies. Then fourth topic, that is globalization. Last time it came, globalization almost comes. Last time it came about international trade, and different way these questions are framed, and it still remains important, because lot of questions can be framed from the subject of globalization, and debates are going on whether globalization will survive or globalization is coming to an end, whether other things will happen. So these debates are already going on, so therefore globalization still has high possibility. Then the fifth topic, that is the real, theory area, okay, where you will find that realism, liberalism, neoliberalism, Marxism, functionalism, okay, all these theories, system theory, all these things are coming here. So last year, a question came with neo-realist and neoliberal, and also world system approach. Okay, so I think that functionalism again has a chance here, and then general system approach of David Easton is important. Then of course realist, only one portion realist have various dimensions. Okay, classical realism, neo-realism, comparison, this way, that way realism can come. Liberalism also has liberalism and neoliberalism. Okay, that is also possible. So it can come as a single topic, or it can come as a multi-dimensional topic. So either way it may come. And then the sixth topic is, the last time it came, transnational actors. So I feel that this time, maybe other areas, of this topic may come. So transnational actors may not come, but there are other, areas of economy, Bretton Woods and, CMA. So those areas may come. Then there is a topic, seventh topic is on multipolar world and nuclear threat. Nuclear threat is a possibility because in Russia-Ukraine tension, this whether nuclear weapon will be used or not, whether there is a possibility of nuclear war, all these things are coming in the discussion. So nuclear war, nuclear weapon can be an issue. Because nuclear threat is alive because of this war. And unipolar, multipolar is definitely important because you have seen that USA is almost imposing unilaterally sanction on many countries, whether it is North Korea, Russia, and India is objecting that how are you unilaterally imposing sanction, and then you are asking us that I should follow you. Why should I? If you have a national interest to impose sanction, then I have a national interest to follow my own way. So let it come through the United Nations system, but USA does not, wait for that. So in that case, really, unitary world is functioning or existing, or really multipolarity is existing. Okay, Russia is ignoring it. China is objecting to it. India has already been telling very loudly on this issue. Okay, so India has not gone with USA on the sanction issue. Many countries are not going. So as I was telling, that globalization has many facets. Okay, and also new economic order, that is an important topic. WTO TRIPS is an important topic because a lot of countries have said that there should be an exemption to the patent so that COVID vaccine can be used by many countries, because if patent is not there, they can produce on their own, and the vaccines can travel from one country to another without much hurdles. So therefore, these area is also becoming important. And then definitely, in Russia-Ukraine conflict, the UN's position came under scanner. Okay, many international scholars they again argued that UN needs urgent reform. United States of America or USA, UK, they want the reform to establish their domination in that by cornering Russia, China, and others. While India kind of country who don't belong to any bloc, for them is that UN reform is important to accommodate this global south, who are the majority among the members of the UN or international forum, and they are the maximum in number, but it is West dominated. So therefore, UN reforms is under discussion from different angles, different perspectives, for different objectives and purposes. So this is what one will have to understand. And then there are certain organizations like SAARC, EU, APEC, ASEAN. Okay, ASEAN came last time, even India-EU relation came last time. And SAARC is really very ineffective now because of Afghanistan problem, because of Pakistan problem, now Sri Lankan problem. Okay, because of the problem, maybe SAARC, a discussion on SAARC is important, or because of this problem, SAARC may not be that relevant now. So therefore, APEC or ASEAN can be a topic, okay, in your question, because these are the important areas which you can look at. And then finally, there are a topic which are called contemporary important topics, where democracy, gender justice, environment, nuclear proliferation, all these topics are there, terrorism. Okay, one definitely should be prepared with each of them because all of them are equally important. Particularly democracy is become very important this time. Okay, whether Russia has become an autocratic country or it is a democratic country now. Okay, so these various questions are emerging out of the recent world political trends. So please get ready. So this is in brief, okay, my discussion on the projection. Now I will take you to another area. This is in brief my projection about the possible topics or important topics and how to read them in comparative politics. Now I will take you to another area, and you will see that questions don't come straightforward. For example, there is a question in 2018 that described the changing nature of comparative politics. Briefly explain the political economy approach to the study of comparative politics. Now, the first part is saying the changing nature of comparative politics. Now, changing nature of comparative politics, you'll have to be very categorical. You cannot do just in a vague way. That will not give you number. You should be very clear, and then how to present it. And this is the area where you must, take help from a mentor if you don't have, full confidence. And maybe, doing on your own sometime can be very risky unless you are extremely capable to manage it on your own. Because time is very short. Time is constrained. If you have open time, you may do it, but time is very short. Lot of things are there, and if you do one mistake, then your answer will go haywire and will not fetch number. Okay, so that is why you must, take proper guidance and mentoring, so that the time within the short time you can pick it up faster. Then another question in 2021, the post-colonial state was thought was an entity that stood outside the society, that stood outside and above the society as an autonomous agency. Okay. Now, the question itself needs to be decoded properly. Okay, then only you will be post-colonial state. First in the, what does post-colonial state mean? So unless you know that, rest of the thing will not matter for you, because you cannot define it. Okay. And then thought was an entity that stood outside and above. Okay. Outside and above society. What does it mean? That how a state is existing above society and outside society as an autonomous agency. So state is somewhere creating its own autonomous, niche in world politics, or in functioning, in performance. And writing is, this question, maybe it requires a lot of, lot of thinking. Okay, and that thoughts must be then compressed and articulated within roughly around 300 plus words. In 2017, there was a question that whether realist approach as a method is based to understand international relations. Okay. Now, realist method, you'll have to understand it, and realist method is not only Hans Morgenthau. Okay, it is Kenneth Walsh, it is Robert Gilpin, it is John Miyashima. Okay, it is Fareed Zakaria. So it's a long range of realism. You'll have to understand it, and then you'll have to show whether that method is based or not. That means you'll have to make a critical analysis where its positive contributions are, where its limitations are, and what contributions it is making or it may make in future. Okay, then only the answer will be complete. Just developing it based on Morgenthau will not make the answer very comprehensive, and will not make it an incomplete answer. Again, I will tell that UPSC does not give very, very difficult question, but definitely twisted question. They blended two topics into one question, and but questions are simple. But don't only prepare and look for the easy questions. Okay, also try how to handle critical questions. That is very important. Always looking for easy question is not the good strategy for preparation. So thank you very much. All the best.